It was like the 4th of July. Bullets flying everywhere, pop, 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 pop. And I ended up in the street after I was on the steps of the store. I was left for dead. All I can do is look up in the sky. Lord, I don't want to die.
Stephen Easton lived life large as a Crip on the streets of Louisville, Kentucky. So this wasn't the first time he'd been shot. The rivalry between the Bloods and the Crips goes back as far as the 70s.
I look back. It was a guy with a gun behind me. It was a Blood. And all he kept saying was, die, die, pop, 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 die, die, die. And I just ran out in the street. And by the time I got my gun, I was shot. And I ran across the street, I thought I was going to die.
Stephen wears the scars of 13 bullet wounds. They were a badge of honor. From the beginning, gang life consumed him.
At the age of 13, it gripped me. It was like, wow. It was the money, it was the females that I seen, it was the cars that I seen, it was the glamour that I seen that drew me in. You know, so I'm like, I can't be in school and do this. It's gonna be one or the other. And I realized I was making more money outside of school than in school instead of getting my education like I was supposed to. So that's what I did. I dropped out at the age of 16.
Unlike his fellow gangsters, Stephen's upbringing did not drive him to the streets. Stephen's mother and father were raising their children in the church.
I went to Sunday school, loved Jesus, get baptized. I knew about that, but it wasn't something I grew up in, but it was what I got exposed to. As I got shot the first time, I was like more low-key. I wasn't on the corner, so I would do stuff like on behind the scenes, selling drugs, smoking marijuana. I was probably making like between $5,000 to $7,000 a day, making a lot of money. You know, people couldn't tell me nothing. I had money, I had, you know, cars, I had everything. I feel like the world owed me something. So my emotional state was like a wreck. I had everything, but I was still empty on the inside. I didn't want to die. I almost lost my life after being shot 13 times. But then I'm like, I don't want to go to jail either, spend the rest of my life there. So it's only one option for me. So I was like, I'm gonna go back to church.
Stephen met with a friend's pastor and went to church the following Sunday.
And I knew that I wasn't in a good place with God. When I first walked into church that Sunday, it was just basically tears just rolling down. It was just like, I'm just tired. I'm tired. I had everything. And it was just like, I was still empty. What's next? I had a decision to make. Was I going to give my life over to Christ or go back and do the same thing? And I remember the man of God, the pastor, saying that, you know, tomorrow's not promised to you. And I gave my life over to Christ because I knew God was dealing with my heart. So through that process, I had to change my people, the places I was going in, the things that I was doing, but it was a process. And I'm like, God, I give it over to you. Because so many times, you know, I gave it to God, but then I took it back. I don't know about this, but it was really like a heart change for me. But I had some choices and decisions I had to make. Because God was ready to do it, but I had to participate in it.
Stephen went back to school, completed his high school diploma, and married. He says the Lord changed his heart, but his passion for those on the streets remains.
I realized that the stuff that I've been through, the 7 years I was on the streets, that God was going to use it for his glory, eventually. And I realized when I was around young people, I would just get this excitement. Like, I'm around young people, they would just do something to me because I believed in them. And I knew that God had a purpose for them. And I see what the enemy was doing in their lives and trying to destroy them. And I'm like, okay, God changed me. I came from this lifestyle. And you still in it? So enough God can change me, he can change you.